Welcome back to the Let's Play Pokemon Diamond playthrough. So I decided to spend quite a bit of time, as you can tell by the clock, training, leveling all my Pokemon to level 10. And as you can see, I caught that escape artist Abra. It took me 4 tries. We'll go ahead and look at his Pokedex registration. Abra, Psy Pokemon, he's a Psychic type. You can see his footprint there. Height 2'11", 43 pounds, and its description reads, "It sleeps for 18 hours a day, and even when awake, it teleports itself while remaining seated." The sneaky little stinker. I finally got him. I caught him with a regular Pokeball at level 4, so the level 5s were a lot tougher to catch, but I did end up getting him, and that felt pretty good. And then here we found, or I found that at level 10, Kricketot evolved into Kricketune, and we'll go ahead and watch the evolution for that. Super exciting, super cool, kind of interesting how low level he evolved. Not a lot of Pokemon evolved at level 10, so I'm assuming there's a pretty weak bug type. But he learned a really cool move, Fury Cutter, which hits 1 time, and you'll see that here in about a few seconds. Bam. He learned that move, and it's bug type, and actually it only hits once, but if you use it and it hits in succession, it grows stronger and stronger. We'll go ahead and read the description here. The foe is slashed with scythes or claws. Its power increases if it hits in succession. So, pretty cool. And once again, we got a bug-type move with a bug-type Pokemon. So, that felt good to see that. So a few more things happened. Let's go ahead and look at Bigoof, who learned Defense Curl, and I guess Bigoof is going to become kind of a defensive type, rather than, and maybe later on if he evolves, become a heavier hitter. But Starly finally learned Wing Attack, and I was super excited to see her learn this move. It's a really great move. Flying type moves, flying type Pokemon's pretty strong. The power's 60, and for a level 10 Pokemon, I was pretty excited to see her get that. And then Abra, I was super excited to be able to catch him whilst training. And so here we are outside the cave, ready to enter, ready to check it out, and yeah, no, I'm super excited to go in there. Oh, real quick though, let's go ahead and run over here across the grass. In Route 203, there was an item that wasn't accessible from the original portion of the route, but I did notice that if I crossed over this grass area here, and I apologize for the next 3 battles, but there was an item over here that I'd like to take a look at. It was definitely a good find, and yeah, so let's just get through the next few battles here, and we'll go over that item. So, like I said originally, I really do like keeping a balanced team. It helps out a lot, it makes things easier, and when you're hit by a surprise, say a trainer who's got, 2 or 3 level 10 Pokemon, spending all that extra time, and as you can see, I spent a little over an hour leveling in between videos here, in between parts. And it's definitely going to pay off, and it already has. Taking that extra time allowed me the opportunity to catch the Abra and also evolve the Pokemon and gave several Pokemon new moves, so really excited to have seen that. And yes, there was a battle right before grabbing the item. Just an Abra though, and we'll take care of that quickly. So here we go. We just found a repel. Repel is an awesome item that deters when you spray it on yourself, quote unquote. This item prevents wild Pokemon from just appearing and starting the battle sequence. It only works on fairly weak Pokemon. More advanced repels, such as the Super Repel, only increase the amount of steps that you can walk, not being attacked by a Pokemon. So really, when you get into higher level Pokemon battles, into areas where you're going to be encountering level 30s, level 40s, Repel really doesn't help. It really doesn't have much of an effect. It's more geared towards fending off weaker Pokemon that are just more of annoyances. And here we go, taking our first steps into this this cave that we've been anticipating. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw my starter out. Looks like we got a. Oh, okay. So I thought that. Wait, what is this? Okay, so I thought this was a trainer battle at first, but this is actually our first hidden machine. A really great item in Pokemon games. Hidden machines actually have effects on the outside world and not just in battle. If you've seen portions of water and if you've played other Pokemon games, well, if you've played other Pokemon games, you're probably more than familiar with hidden machines. But if you've seen patches of water as I've been walking by, there's hidden machines that allow you to teach a move called Surf to a water-type Pokemon, and it will allow them to cross over those bodies of water to access secret items, to access specific areas, things like that. So we're really excited to see hidden machines. They unlike technical machines, and I'll explain that in a moment, unlike technical machines, hidden machines can be used as many times as your heart desires. You can throw Surf onto any water Pokemon you want, and you can use it over and over again. Whereas technical machines, which I won't get one until a little bit later, but what those are is it's a one-time use, teach Pokemon a move, and the TMs are not to be used outside of battle. Another example of a hidden machine would be Cut, where you can cut down small trees and access hidden and or necessary areas. But technical machines are just basically a one-time use, teach your Pokemon a cool or otherwise unachievable move. And what I mean by that is throughout leveling your Pokemon, they'll learn different moves, and we've seen that, and we've seen them learn new moves. But technical machines can be taught to Pokemon that would never learn that move through their growth. So they can be kind of cool because you can teach a really powerful fire type move, say Fire Blast, to a Pokemon that never would have learned that move through its regular growth. So I hope that was explained well. So just keep in mind, HMs, unlimited use, TMs, one-time use. In my experience, I like to save TMs for when I have almost all of them. And once I have a really sweet built-up team, or say a collection of teams, then I kind of distribute my TMs out and just make those judgments based on the higher level Pokemon and whether or not they will need that move in the future. Because if a TM can be replaced by, say, a much stronger move that can be learned later in life, you see my point. And here I've just caught a Geodude, which is another Pokemon from Generation 1. We're probably, most of us are familiar with this Pokemon. Hikers tend to trip over these guys and startle them. But we got number 31, Geodude, Rock Pokemon, is a rock ground type, no footprint because he hovers above the ground, height 1 foot 4 inches, weight 44 pounds, and it says many live on mountain trails and remain half buried while keeping an eye on climbers. Little peeping toms that they are. But yeah, some descriptions say that hikers trip over them and startle them and kind of freak them out a bit. I'm not going to nickname this one either. So as you can see, this cave was absolutely nothing to be afraid of. It basically introduced us to hidden machines, told us we can't use them until we acquire the proper badge, which I should have mentioned a moment ago. But what I thought was really important is, once again, I was a little over precarious, a little over cautious, and leveled my entire team to 10. Aside from Abra, who I caught a lot later on, and finally got him. But you know, coming up on the gym leader here, you want to have a solid team. You don't know what to expect yet, and like I said in previous parts, we don't know what type this gym leader is going to be. So there's nothing wrong with spending that extra time leveling up your team like I have. I really like to see an evolution that early on. That was cool, and we learned some great moves. So. Here's another one, another classic Pokemon from Generation 1 is Psyduck. If you've seen this show, you probably know this Pokemon as a Pokemon of Misty's, the gym leader, who travels around with Ash. Otherwise, just a water psychic type, really interesting. Evolves into a really cool Pokemon known as Golduck. But unfortunately, we probably won't be able to catch a Psyduck for a little while now. And here we are, Oreburgh City. We finally made it after the just tedious hours of training. Who's this? If you don't have a gym badge, trainers will look at you like a total noob. That is great. That's hilarious. So here's Dorcas. We finally found him standing outside of the gym. Oh, it's you, Cameron. You finally got here? You're slow like always. You're so slow. The gym leader's gone now. And that's a disappointment. After all this traveling, we won't even get to meet the gym leader until what? What's going on? Dorcas tells us that the gym leader is in the mines, and I don't know where this is, so let's go ahead and take a look around town and try to find out where this coal mine is. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up my party after traversing through the cave. Go ahead and take a look up here. Okay, mining museum, interesting. We'll take a look at that later. Like I said, I like to do the storyline stuff first, and then come back, sweep through town, and talk to all the NPCs, collect information, collect items, and I just kind of like to do that afterwards. Sometimes you're not always able to do that. Sometimes before you can complete the storyline section, you will need to talk to certain NPCs in town, but we're still pretty early on. We're still trying to figure out the world of Pokemon and trying to find our first gym leader. So here we are in the Oreburgh coal mine. Go ahead and talk to one of these workers and his daughter. See what they have to say. Talking about the Geodudes. They surprised me. That's funny. And yeah, so here I'm going to go ahead and use the repel so that I can try to like just run through this mine real quick without having to run into a bunch of random Pokemon whilst trying to find this gym leader. And I just picked up a cool item, a different type than we've seen before. It's a battle item. These items can be used in battle to raise stats instantly. An X-Defend, for example, raises my defense stat when I use it in battle, and only applies in the battle. So as soon as the battle's over, it doesn't permanently increase your defense stat. Items like that will come in later in the game. So let's go ahead and try to find this gym leader. Looks like, yeah, see, looks like the training paid off. We've got Pokemon who are lower level than us, who shouldn't be too much of a problem for us to handle. And keep in mind also in the mine, we're probably going to find quite a few rock and ground types, which are weak against water. Machop's a fighting type only, so he won't be weak against water type moves. They won't be super effective against him, but you know, still just kind of keep that in mind. Geodude, one bubble and and we've bursted him. And really funny, if you saw there, this trainer has obviously taught his Machop the Hidden Machine Rock Smash, and that's kind of rare. You don't really see that too often. I mean, you see it in like gym leaders and special characters, but I mean, this random worker, he's obviously picked up on that Hidden Machine. And his Machop's actually proven to be a little bit of a challenge for us, but I want you to see this here real quick. Boom. Like I said before when we ran into our first Machop, flying moves are super effective against fight type, and we like to see that. Short rounds grow another level. And learned a new move. Water Sport isn't really anything too special. Basically what it does is it covers the Pokemon that uses the move in water to prevent being hurt by fire type attacks, which is kind of silly because fire type attacks are already weak against water, so to make those attacks even weaker I feel is kind of a waste of a move, and I'll probably replace that with something later. Check out this item here. Found a potion. Gotta love free potions. Oh, Repel's effects wore off, so we can... Oh, and look at that! We got an escape rope, an item I was talking about earlier. Using this item will, boom, instantly transport you to the nearest Poke Center. I believe it's the one that you last visited. I can't remember if it's the last visited or the closest. I believe it's last visited. So if you use an escape rope, it will teleport you instantly out of the dungeon. Or cave, excuse me, and it can come in really handy if you're low on health and you're stuck in a cave on like the third floor, you know, the third floor down, and you don't think you're going to be able to make your way back out just by walking. And here's the first wild Zubat that we've come across. I'm going to go ahead and try to catch this guy. Alright, so that went well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Pokédex information for Zubat. Zubat's a bat Pokemon. Poison flying type. Flies in the air, so there's no footprint. 2 foot 7 inches, big bat, and only weighing in at 16 pounds. And the description says, even though it has no eyes, it can sense obstacles using ultrasonic waves it emits from its mouth. And I'm not going to nickname him just because he's a classic. But I'm not really seeing a way out. It's kind of weird. This looks like the only floor to this dungeon. I'm going to take out this Geodude real quick. We already caught one, so... And you can see that Pokemon that you run into in the wild that you've already caught, it'll show that little Pokeball symbol underneath its name, so just to help you keep track. Oh wow, look at this. Onyx. Okay, so I'm assuming he's gonna be a rare appearance in this mine. Let's go ahead and try to catch this guy, because that is very cool. Hopefully this just weakens him to about 1 HP. Oh, no! Oh! Okay, so big bummer. Totally just one-hit KO'd that Onyx. And I really didn't want that to happen. Okay, we'll have to come back later and try to get him. I'm gonna go ahead and save really quick, just because I don't really know where this gym leader is, and I don't know what's going on. So, go ahead and make that save real fast. So, I went ahead and saved in that cave, and came back out to the Pokemon Center to heal up, kind of check the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PC. I wasn't able to find that gym leader just yet, so let's go ahead and look at what we've caught. This is the box. It displays Pokemon that you've caught that you didn't have room for in your party, and I'm going to go ahead and switch this Abra out. He has one defensive move, which when used in battle with a party, will just switch him with someone else. It's basically like using shift. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this Zubat. And just kind of leave this Abra in here until later on. And I'm going to head back to the mine now and see what I can do about that gym leader. I didn't see a room exiting out of that one, and there's just a bunch of workers in there, so let's take another look. More Geodude. These guys get really annoying in this mine. Every like 4 or 5 steps I'm tripping over one. I'm kind of wondering, since there was a sign at the beginning of the city that said that the gym leader is an energy type, or I'm sorry, the gym leader's an energy. Okay, that made no sense. The sign at the front of the town said the city of energy or something like that. So I'm assuming the gym leader is an electric type. That's what I meant to say. So still kind of just like fighting my way through this cave, which is there's an area over here on the left that looks like it could be entered from the right. So I'm gonna take a peek at that. And there's an example right there of Zubat's Supersonic. It didn't make me hit myself, but that move can get so annoying. Just make sure you always have Pokemon to switch out in case that happens, and you can just switch them back and forth and you'll lose that stat. But right here it looks like a door. No? Okay, so I'm... Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just noticed that character... There's a character standing in between 2 rocks that are breakable by the HM move, and I totally just flew past that character thinking it was a worker. Get out of here, Geodude. Bye, buddy. Go. Let's talk to this character right here. Oh my gosh. Of course! Of course, that'd be me. Oh, okay. So let's make our way back out of here and get back to the gym. I guess that kind of stood out like a sore thumb. I should have realized that at first. Too bad I wasted that repel the first time coming through here. I can't believe I didn't see that. I should have known from the rocks. The rocks were the ones that that hiker told us about Rock Smash about. Alright, so I'm going to assume that it's safe to say the gym leader is going to be either rock or ground type. So the fact that short rounds gaining some levels right now is really great. Rock and ground types are weak. I'm not sure if ground specifically is weak against water, but I know rock is. So, yeah. This, I don't know. It's probably not electric with the whole Rock Smash thing. That was a little confusing. I don't know why. But I'm going to go ahead and save here, close off here, and we'll come back. And in the next part, we will take on the gym leader. Find out the name, the type, and give the gym our first shot. So, see you in the next part.